For inclusive development, support Dalit entrepreneurs. Institutional aid must be extended and policies and schemes formulated for their benefit must be closely monitored to ensure the intended beneficiaries are able to make use of them. Entrepreneurship can shape access to rights and push against entrenched social hierarchies. Despite the constitutional guarantee of equality, the mind space of Indian society is deeply entrenched in caste and its serpentine matrix. So much water has flown under the bridge in making the highly stratified Indian society an inclusive one. Dalits have achieved a degree of mobility through franchise and social movements, but the question that remains is, why, after 7 decades of affirmative action and policies, have they not been able to fill the void of social and cultural capital? In a departure from the fixation on traditional parameters for the study of Dalit rights and empowerment, there is now a focus on how market forces can be expanded to address social exclusion. While entrepreneurship alone isn't the panacea to caste-based exclusion or marginalization, Dalit entrepreneurship is the new narrative changing the discourse of Dalit empowerment. Entrepreneurship can shape access to rights and push against entrenched social hierarchies. The circulation of material benefits and the relative autonomy that comes with entrepreneurship are added advantages. The new generation of Dalits is looking for a way out of the exploitative social order. It is now ready to become a stakeholder and an active participant in the new India story. It refuses to be bogged down by the players and practices emblematic of the old socio-political order in the market. The dominance of a few castes over the domains of business and commerce, and their entrepreneurial instinct have helped them create a network that they can bank on, while an individual from a marginalized section of society only has the options of taking up a government job or continuing their caste-based occupation. My research has shown that most of this has to do with the fact that, along with access to capital for their entrepreneurial ventures, dominant castes are also accumulating social capital. Whether both these things are corollaries to each other or occur together as a coincidence is open to debate. As per the reports by the MSME Ministry, Dalit-owned ventures are still minimal in terms of numbers as well as revenue. Micro-studies conducted all over India show that Dalits are still indentured to their traditional caste-assigned occupations, which are usually manual and low-paying. Those Dalits who consider taking up self-employment are hindered by the fear of social discord and losing any potential subcaste networks that might provide them with mutual insurance. To overcome hindrances to the establishment of networks across various social groups, Dalit entrepreneurs take recourse to their internal ties and use them to sustain their economic gains. It is increasingly becoming clear that supporting Dalits entrepreneurs is integral to the nation's inclusive development, and this is why institutional aid is required in this regard. Some progress has already been made in this direction. The District Industry Centre, DIC, stipulates that to nurture entrepreneurs, the government must increase the share of goods produced by Dalits in its procurement. The DIC has also sought to get financial institutions to amend their rules for collateral in order to ease financing for the projects of Dalit entrepreneurs. State financial corporations have also been instructed to increase financial support to scheduled caste entrepreneurs. The Andhra Pradesh Industrial Infrastructure Corporation has allocated 16.2% of plots to SC entrepreneurs, while the Small Industries Development Bank of India offers an additional subsidy to them. But the dynamics of how the support reaches Dalit entrepreneurs is not known. So, schemes and programs must be closely monitored to ensure that the subsidies are accessible. One of the focused financial interventions for ST entrepreneurs is the Stand Up India initiative, guaranteeing credit up to 1 rupee crore. But this failed to deliver the expected results due to the unavailability of so-called eligible ST entrepreneurship, with most of the fund lying unutilized. This was primarily due to the apathy of loaning branches and officials towards proposals by Dalit entrepreneurs. The difference in the amount sanctioned and the actual disbursement also seems to be a significant impediment. There is a need for Dalit-focused alternate investment finance, AIF, and private equity, PE, funds to create a vibrant and inclusive MSME ecosystem. I would also suggest that an inclusivity cell be created in banks and lending institutions for NBFCs in order to inform, educate, and foster Dalit entrepreneurship. It is evident that despite the existence of government schemes and policies to support such initiatives, the actual benefit could never reach the beneficiaries due to the artificial inaccessibility created by inherent social and caste biases. It is advisable to formulate multiple credit guarantee trusts by raising contributions from MNCs, FDIs, portfolio investors, corporates, etc. These trusts can be created based on categories of sectors, products, output, activities, etc. They will provide guaranteed support to the banks for them to extend credit. Stakeholding by FDIs, MNCs, corporates, and PSUs will form the corpus, and this can be further leveraged by portfolio investments, borrowings, and listings on stock exchanges. A social vulnerability index also needs to be introduced, addressed, and assessed.